Yo. Check in. Session 104, we live again. We got the Session 104 podcast, and this time we're in the studio with the owner, not of just one media company, but two media companies. We talking about the owner of Footballville and Canesville. We got Darryl Street in the building today.
What's going on, bro? Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yes, sir. It's been a long time coming. I've always been a fan of you. You know, I'm going to start off saying that off top. I'm going to give you your flowers. Always, from the first thing you ever did, I've been on there since YouTube. I found about you through YouTube, and I just, ever since on, just been head first into you. When I need something about my Hurricanes, I go to your page. You and Coach Hayes.
I appreciate
and I found out about Coach Hayes through you.
Yeah. He in town today, man. I thought about bringing him up here.
Oh, yeah?
That would have been live.
Yeah, man. I'm a big fan of him, too, man.
Picnic or whatever American.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody really cares. You know
Shout out to American.
Yeah, with American. But he down here, yeah.
Okay. So since we talk about schools, like what area you grew up in? What school you went to?
New Orleans. I went to New Orleans High School. I grew up in, like, around Miami Park.
Okay.
I was out of different places, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Miami Park, I ended up at Golden Glades. I went to North Dade. Then ended up at New Orleans.
Okay.
And graduated from New Orleans like in 95.
Okay. So you played with Coach Bird?
I didn't play.
Well, you went. Oh, when
I played.
you went to school.
We started the basketball run. Like we were the first team that was ranked in the state and all of that. So we started that whole basketball run with Sergio Rocco and Norm Daniels and Frog and Torrin Reagan. We were ranked in the state, and we got upset by Miami High the game before the game to go to state. So we never went to state.
Right.
But
you laid the bricks down.
My Bird was the quarterback. Like in 93 and 94, I think. I think he left in 94, and then we left in 95.
Okay.
Bird was a good quarterback too, man.
Yeah. I seen a couple of his tapes. You know,
Bird was good, man.
Also, you know, when I went to Central, he was my offensive coordinator.
Was he?
Yeah.
Heidelberg?
Yeah,
both
Heidelberg. Before he went to
coordinator
New Orleans.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he left.
Maybe I forgot, you know what I'm saying? But you know, a lot of time I was in North Carolina. When I left Miami and moved to North Carolina, and that's where the idea from Footballville came from. But we'll get into that.
And I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you that. You know, we could get into that though, like, because you know, you said you played basketball growing up. You went to New Orleans or whatnot. So now you in North Carolina, right? And you say you came up with the Footballville concept.
Well, what happened was played basketball all my life. You know what I'm saying? If you ever heard me talk about basketball, I probably talk about it more fluid than football. After my high school, basketball was over. I had to find myself. So I was like, oh, man, I'm finna leave. I'm going to leave. I want to just go get a new start. I grew up in the library, so I wasn't afraid of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so I was in the Marine Corps. I went to the Marines and became a Marine.
Thank you for your services.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Came Marine for 4 years, and then I just stayed in Carolina for a while. And I saw football in Carolina. And when I saw it, it didn't look like football in my hand. And you know, as a kid, you don't know any better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you think everything is everything. But when I saw it, it looked like rec ball. It looked like they were having a good time. Like they were there for
down here with football.
And that's so when I got tired of being in Carolina, the idea was I'm gonna show people what football in South Florida looked like. I didn't know how I was gonna do it. But that's when I realized we had something unique, you know what I'm saying? Because I saw it somewhere else, and it looked like damn country club ball or something. I don't know, bro. It wasn't like ours. It wasn't intense like us, bro. I don't know, dog.
So what made you? What was in North Carolina? Like school?
No. When I went to the Marines, I just didn't come back. I went to the Marines. I got out the Marines. Me and my homeboy started a record label. We started rapping. After that, we shut that down. I started working for Pepsi. Had a child up there with a girl from Miami, and I just never came back. And then one day I woke up and it was like, bro, it's time to go home. I was able to see the value of Miami because I had been around the Chevy trucks and the trees and this real slow life and this and real like
very slow in North Carolina.
Right, it's real quiet. Like you've never heard real quiet in the city. Like when things get really quiet, you know what I'm saying? And I was just ready to come home. It was crazy. I started missing my mom, and it was just like, all right, man, it's time to go back to Miami.
Okay. So with Footballville, right? Like I say, I've been on it since day one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Who was the first player or first team that you covered?
Kind of fun. It's funny. Kind of hard. The first team that I covered. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all remember Chop played for Northwestern with Tutu? He had a wide receiver named Chop. Kieran Davis, my little cousin. He played for Bunch Park. He was number 2 when Tutu was Northwestern quarterback.
Okay.
A little short dude.
Yeah.
That's my cousin.
Okay.
He was playing for Bunch Park, and I put up a video of them coming out one day on YouTube. And this is for y'all. This is what people knew what YouTube was. I put it up, and I came back maybe a few months later. I looked at it, had 3,000 views on it. So I called him. I was like, "Damn, boy, you done gave the video to all your friends?
Yeah.
Like, y'all been looking?" He said, "Man, I ain't looked at that video." And I was like, "Oh, so that's when the light bulb went off that people wanted to see youth football, right? They didn't just want to see their team. That's when the light bulb went off that, oh, people maybe want to see youth football." And then that's kind of where, so his Bunch Park team was probably the first team, but the whole video thing started with Duke Dolo Cam. Like, I used to go record Duke Johnson in high school and call it Dolo Cam, and it was a concept where I would just put the camera on Duke no matter what he was doing, because in my mind I felt people just wanted to see what the star was doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whether he blocked, whether he don't catch a pass, run out for a pass, I would just put the camera on him, and it worked for him.
Right.
When I started putting it on other guys who were supposed to be good, right?
Yeah.
It didn't work, because what I started seeing was, damn, he out there bullshitting. And then the fans would start saying it. Like, man, that boy need a Red Bull. What he out there doing? And I was like, it was Florida State had a linebacker named Northrop. Came out of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And the video's still up. And I did Dolo Camp with him. And the fans was looking at it like it was state championship too. Like, he had done gave up in the first, second quarter because Manatee was killing them with the wing tee.
Yeah.
And he gave up right on, and you could see it on camera. You see what I'm saying? And that's when I was like, oh, shit, I didn't do this to hurt the kids.
Right.
Let me figure something else out.
Right.
I went to that, had to figure something else out.
So that's what, now I see that you do the mic'd up.
Yeah.
That's where you get basically that idea from.
The mic'd up idea came from us just trying to, we was working with a production team, and we were just trying to figure out something to grasp to call our own.
Right. Like that's one of my favorite segments that you do,
mic'd
up. Because like, you know, like you said, you always want to know what the player is doing. You always want to know what's inside that player mind, especially when they making that play. You be like, oh, that's the amazing play. Like, you get what I'm saying? You always want to know what they see, what they going, you know what I'm saying, what's in their mind, and with that mic'd up, you kind of get that, the conversations, all of that.
Short insight into the player.
Funny, man, when they be talking to each other.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, man. So
the kids are the funniest.
Yeah, they hilarious.
Bam and all of them last year. To hear what they're thinking. They can read some of the best content, because you wouldn't think sometimes that they're thinking anything or what they're talking about on the field like that.
Right. Yeah. I could just imagine back when I was in art, man, I was like, boy, if I was mic'd up, what was I saying?
Man, we were saying some stuff back then. Hey. I mean, because, it was pretty, back then, Pop Warner.
Who y'all play for?
I played for the boys club.
I don't want to say.
Newburgh. Exactly.
Newburgh.
Who?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say.
He played for the church.
Hey, yeah, that happened.
It's funny, though. That's funny.
So with the Footballville, you be having the interviews. Like you got the podcast. You still be doing the podcast?
No, we kind of slowed down. With it. I think we'll start it back here soon. We kind of slowed down with it, trying to get more shorts and reels and stuff, things up to that nature. But I think we're gonna fire back up, because you can get a lot of reels and things out of the podcast.
Right.
We were going really hard at one point in time. That's when I had caught my stride, and I realized what it was, what black media was, and what we had. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I realized it. That's when I started doing all the podcasts and touching the people we could touch. Right. Because I realized we were from where a lot of people want to get in. That makes sense?
Yeah. Because when I went off to college, I went to University of Toledo. Okay. So when I went off to college, it was like I went with 3 people, well, me and 2 other people that was from Miami. And it was like the whole freshman class was from Miami. They like, you know, after like a couple months, they started using the words we was using, the slang and everything. So like people from New Jersey, Ohio, it was people from Detroit, everywhere, and they were just using our slang. So like you right, people want to get in and see what Miami about.
We're very colorful. The kids are very colorful down here and influential across the nation. There's plenty of things we've shot over the years that I don't really boast a lot or pat myself on the back, but I know for a fact certain things we shot them, then the world started doing it.
True.
We shot it. I mean, we shot the kids backflipping one day at Strong Arm long time ago, and it went viral. And then the world started backflipping again. Now I can't come out here and pat and backflipping or say we did that, but I know the segment of how it started because a lot of people look at what we do, and then they copy it.
We're in a trending world.
Yeah, and for some reason our kids are more, I don't know, they're more colorful, they're more expressive. I'm not sure why, but they are very, their personalities are strong.
Right. It really is.
And the world is always looking down here for guidance and we've always had cameras on things too. Yeah. So they can actually see it.
Chuck, I know you wanted to ask a question about a player.
So I know you done covered some players over your time with Footballville. So the player I want to talk about right now is Lil Rod. I feel like he's a generational talent. Like, who would you compare him back to? Like over the years, who would you compare Lil Rod to? Someone you covered.
Who would I compare Lil Rod to?
That's a good question, man.
That's a good question. We've seen numerous great running backs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you start naming them and going down the line, I mean, we've seen them. We've seen a lot of them that didn't even make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I would maybe Duke Johnson, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's just. I was just trying to explain Lil Rod to somebody the other day that was in Georgia, and I was telling them that you have great players. You have great players, and then you have a guy sometimes where it's like, hey man, listen, all 11 to the ball, or I ass in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, and every now and then one of them dudes come along. You know what I'm saying? Joe Yearby, what Nitro was in youth football. Dalvin Cook. Right. Every now and then, them dudes come along where it's like, hey, he gonna get a touchdown, so we got to get at least 6 points, right?
Right.
But all 11 to the ball, or he'll beat us by himself, and that's kind of what Lil Rod is. It's kind of what Lil Rod is. Who y'all compare him to? Who y'all seen?
I say Duke Johnson too. I also say Duke Johnson.
Yeah, because Duke was so.
I actually never got to see Duke in Little League.
No. Duke was so. I didn't. I seen video of him in Little League. Like I was in North Carolina when I first met his mom in corrections. She said me, come look at my son. I was like, God, time somebody want me to look at their son. You know what I'm saying? Look at my son. He playing Luke League, and she was showing me videos of him, and I didn't know he was gonna be what he was gonna be. But we became good friends from that, and that's kind of how it all, you know what I'm saying, how it all started.
Yeah, he different. He different. Yeah. Especially in high school with Little League, too.
And I mean, she said the first day she took him out there, he knocked the hell out of somebody's child. The first day, like 6 or 7 years. So sometimes it's just in them. Yeah. A lot of these coaches be attaching themselves to them, and you know what I'm saying? I did this, I did that, but sometimes
that's already in that.
It's in them. Yeah, you just got to keep them in line.
Yeah. You had a plethora of people, like you say on your podcast, that you interviewed. One of the most interesting ones that I found interesting was the Sam Bruce interview. You know, you got into everything that everybody wanted to know. What happened to Sam Bruce? You get what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Sam Bruce. He passed away. He passed away, like a year after that interview or something
like a year later. He passed away. I think he had a heart attack. I just sat down with his mom. His mom wrote a book.
Oh yeah.
She wants to promote her book. Good book. I read it too. I said it was like a year later he passed.
Right, because like we were just talking about Duke Johnson, he one of them dynamic players like that also. You get what I'm saying? So what was that experience like? Because I know you cover him too, also when he was on the field. So how was that experience covering him, and then also later on interviewing him, and then his later life after football?
Sometimes you see too much. You know what I'm saying? So I saw him kick a field goal at like 10, 11 to win a game, and it was like the first time I ever saw anybody kick a field goal down here to win a game.
Yeah, right.
It was like I think Lauderhill versus Deerfield or something like that. And then I saw him with Slide training and how much of a talent he was. Right. The kid was like unstoppable. It didn't matter how tall he was. And then I saw him grow into a person that fame kind of makes you into. Mm-hmm. And I even talked to his mama about this, and I got to see it all. And when I saw him, what he had turned into, it bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't know no better.
Right.
And he's trying to deal with fame, and I can only imagine Nike following me around and if I was in high school. So I got to see the whole. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all. I saw him. I think I even talked about this on the podcast. I saw him at the Under Armour game, like a junior. He had done hurt his leg, and when I saw him, I had a conversation with him, and we talked. He dapped me up. You know what I'm saying? And when he walked off, man, something said to me, man, he ain't gonna make it. And it hurt me because I knew how good he was.
Awesome
but you have to be raised the right way with the right aspects and the right people in your life, and you got to be ready to deal with being famous, because being famous, I'm telling you, is not what you think it is.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Another world.
Yeah, it's not. And I'm saying famous. He was lower level famous, but when everybody notice who you are, and everybody want to be around you, or that turns, now it challenges who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When nobody tell you no, and it challenges who you are. When I sat down and talked to him, man, I was surprised that he was ready to just say, "Hey, listen, man, it was me." You know what I'm saying? It was too much. Yeah, I was so surprised. I didn't know he was gonna come do that. I just know I was getting a chance to talk to him. I was at a point where I wasn't afraid to ask people anymore for interviews, because a lot of times I didn't want to show the ones that didn't make it, because it's probably painful for them to talk about.
True.
But he was ready to talk about it really early. And man, I took him home that day, bro, and he told me some stuff, man, and I could see the pain in his eyes that he knew he had something, and that it was slipping away. You feel me?
Right.
But I mean, the fact that I got to talk to him, man, I'm very appreciative for that. And I mean, R.I.P. to him. He'll always be great in my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the interview was powerful, man. But it was also heavy. It was one time I interviewed somebody and it was heavy.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, it ain't never got this deep. You feel me?
Yeah. And that's why it was very interesting to me when I watched it, man. I watched it a couple times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he was one of my, you know, I was a fan of his. One of my favorite players. Yeah, but I liked him before he committed to the Hurricanes and was going there. You know, when he was at St. Thomas doing this thing, like
he was getting off at St. Thomas.
Yeah, because you know how back then they was saying, man, them Broward boys can't play with no Booker T.
Yeah.
And Sam Bruce, he showed
play with anybody, man.
Anybody, man. Yeah. He was like that, and like you say, he was kind of like larger than life, because you just don't call him Sam, or you just don't call him Bruce. You call him Sam Bruce. So when you say like that kind of fame, I understand what you mean, you know, because you just, like I said, you got to use his whole name. You only do that with certain people. Yeah. You only do that, Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying, Michael Jordan.
He kind of talked about that in the interview, didn't he?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He said his mom put that in his head. His mom's a strong woman too, man.
Yeah. Shout out to moms.
Yeah. Shout out to Mama Bruce.
That's funny, dog. I called him Sam, but I didn't even realize that Duke Johnson, Sam.
Yeah, I was thinking Duke.
I realized that
you say first and last name. That's a larger than life persona, right?
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Now I want to talk about persona. We was talking about the Footballville logo. Now I was messing with the man running.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like that logo. Right. Now you got you all jacked up on that thing. Like, I like it now. I like it.
No, listen,
but what made you want to change the logo?
Okay. Now, I mean, the logo, the black and white logo, I felt, well, I'm saying we came up that with a production team. I felt that looked more like media-like. Only reason I put my face up there is for it to be verified.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. And I don't know if it should stay or if it should keep it up, because it's like I got this app that made me like 30 superhero pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the app was gonna do, but it created these superhero pictures, and I was like, man, let me see if Instagram think this is my face. See if I can sneak this up here. That's the only reason it's there. You know what I'm saying? We should have been verified a long time ago. I mean, but I sometimes I don't know, bro. I mean, with these social media platforms, they neither here nor there. Sometimes it's who you know. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we just went that route with the verification. They wanted our face up there, so we just went that route. That's the only reason it's there. I may change.
You can leave it up there.
That's the only reason
it's cool. I was just like,
that's it, bro.
Oh, okay. You got a different little profile picture. Now I gotta look. Now, because I was used to seeing the man running.
Yeah.
Now I gotta get used to something else.
Two times last year. Last year we switched to two different things, and we ended up with the black and white FPL.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I seen that also. I like that too. I seen you doing like transition, like you in a different space right now in this content game. Cause like I said, I done seen you interview Big Bear Alexander. You went out there for the interview, right?
It was in Vegas. Interviewed him. We announced that he was basically leaving. I mean, signing to USC. He had just left Georgia.
Right. That's why I watched it at. Like, that space that you in right now, you could talk about it a little bit?
I mean, it's just growth.
Right.
Yeah, it's just growth. I mean, you realize you've done a lot where you started from, and you got to keep, like, reinventing. And then you make relationships. You know what I'm saying? I made a relationship with this guy. He wanted to get involved with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it started expanding and turning into different relationships with Carson Beck. I interviewed him.
Right.
I sat down with Malachi Starks, the safety at Georgia. Did a lot, and that was all in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? That was all in 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just expanding, man, because you realize media is about traffic.
Yeah.
And it's about touching people, right? And so the more people you could touch, the more traffic you can get. That's why basketball, it seems to be so fast, because it's a worldwide sport.
Yeah.
Everybody plays basketball. When you type football in Instagram, sometimes you get soccer.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, because soccer is bigger than football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In the world,
right. Yeah. So that's what that was. You know what I'm saying? Partnering with other people, and expanding into different places, shooting different people. But making sure that we cover Miami, and that's where Caneville came from.
Right, we're just going to talk about Caneville. We're going to get to Caneville, but I got one more question on a person that you interviewed, right?
Okay.
Like, what type of aura did you get from Jeremiah Smith, like interviewing him? Like, what type of person did you get from him? Like, what did he give? What did he give off? Because I
known him since he was this big.
You have been covering him since
I got videos of him since he was
like he was really a baby.
Very quiet. I mean, he's a quiet guy.
Business like?
Yeah, man. Every now and then you get a guy, right, that is like, football, I'm going to do what's right. Ain't going to drink. Ain't going to smoke. I'm finna walk this line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to walk this line. I'm going to toe this line. You ain't gonna have nothing to say about me at the end of this. And then when you put that with the work ethic, you know what I'm saying? He's not a man of many words, right? Like he's not a man of many words. That interview I did with him right before he committed to Ohio State. Cause I mean I know his dad. I mean, we went to school with his dad. My girlfriend knows his dad. Okay. Like we've been covering him since he was just JJ, little skinny JJ, proving himself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So him, he's not like in a platform like a sit down podcast, he's not going to be super boisterous, but he's very, very focused, bro. Like Ohio State got something that every other school needed.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because when I see,
I wouldn't be surprised if we lead them receiving it. As a freshman, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
I don't think I would. I don't think nobody down here would.
I think I think them showing all that video of him, and I think that's them preparing us that he's going to play a lot. You feel me?
Yeah. Because when I talk to his coaches and all that, they basically say the same thing. Very business-like. When he comes out to practice, he's on 1,000. Every rep, he going super hard. Like, he's just trying to get it.
If you talk to Sly, and if you talk to Coach P, who trained him, they always say he was the first one there. Now, how the 5-star the first one there? They say he never missed a workout. Now, he the 5-star.
Right.
So that stuff is in you, man. That's the effort part of it that everybody don't have.
Yeah.
True.
And he has it.
Yeah, I guess that's just in him. That's just in him.
Yeah,
when you don't gotta tell them, and they just do it.
I ain't gonna say it's natural for him either, but he got it. He got the work ethic. He has the mindset to do it all, and it looked like he on his way.
Yes, sir. He is. Shout out to you, Jeremiah.
I can say he's definitely on his way.
Yeah.
That kid is like that.
Y'all never seen a freshman lead a team in receiver? Does it even happen?
Have we?
Ooh, that's kind of hard.
That's a good question.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a good question.
He ain't no receiver or none of that, but I did just see Caleb Downs lead Alabama in tackles.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. He just went to Ohio
first
State.
Team.
Yeah. As a true freshman. He had
awesome.
like 102 tackles as a safety.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
he gonna play both ways at Ohio State too.
Oh yeah.
He said he gonna play some running back too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He also was nice on offense too, coming out of high school.
Yeah. So
now we talking about the college level. Talking about Canesville.
I like how you transition. That was nice.
Canesville, yeah. So Canesville, how we come up with Canesville?
We Cane fans. Through and through. I mean, we Cane fans, big time Miami Hurricane fans.
I'm outnumbered again.
We Cane fans.
If you're a Florida State fan, you know you drop your nose in the comment. You know,
I always wonder how people in Miami become Florida State fans. How you became a Florida State fan?
Tied in, family ties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know.
Yeah, his mama know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, and so we were Cane fans, and I found myself not go. I never went to school for media. Everything you see me is just out of my creativity. And I found myself always posting what I like the Hurricanes.
Okay.
But it's a platform like for everybody. Every kid ain't going to Miami.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to celebrate when Joshua Moore commits to Florida.
True.
Same way I celebrate. So what I came to the conclusion was to create Caneville. So that can be in the corner by itself. And then I had my boy X with me, who's a huge Cane fan. I mean, he's resourceful, know a lot of people like him.
Yeah.
Kind of let him kind of spearhead it, you know what I'm saying, with the information and stuff. But we needed a place where we can focus on the Canes, the thing we like, and I could separate it from Footballville.
Right.
So that's where it kind of came from, and it got a membership. It got a membership that we just restarted again. It was on YouTube, now it's on the Discord. And it's just people that want to see the content the way we present it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, I love the way y'all do it though, and I see y'all added a couple more people on there.
Yeah.
To talk about the Canes football and more personalities and things like that.
Right.
It's just like I just see you growing, and like I say, the Canesville, that's where I go to get my information about the Canes. So with the Canesville, you got a lot of other things that's tied into the Canesvilles as we watching, right? Like I done seen you talk about NFTs. I done seen you talk about the stock market, trading.
Yeah.
Y'all got something that got called IOD Squad, like things like that. I just see you giving a lot of game, trying to help the community out.
Yeah.
And show them the proper way to do things to do with your money.
Right. I was a CEO for 13 years at Dade County. I was at TGK at the jail. And in 2020, right before COVID started, something just was telling me, hey, listen, bro, like, if you don't go hard with Footballville and go all in, when you get old, sitting in the old folks' home, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. You're going to regret not going in and fucking falling on your face or soaring to the next level. So, bro, one day came and I just couldn't put the uniform on to be a CEO no more. And something was saying, man, take your retirement, invest in what you know, learn how to trade in the stock market, and just bet on yourself.
Right.
I had a mentor, man, that was helping me out a lot at the time. And he had been just putting in my head ownership and being an entrepreneur. And I it started growing a seed in my head. And then I started going to work asking people like, hey, man, you think the dude on the corner with the oranges make more money than us in a day? Now, I'm CEOs now. We at Dade County. You know, they say Dade Corrections a good job.
Y'all be banking.
Right? And I would ask them that, like, and they'll think about it. And I was like, we not sure if we make more money than him in a day. He's selling oranges. And we coming in here to the good job with the insurance.
Right.
And when I would ask them that, the fact that mattered that everybody would eventually be like, yeah, but we didn't know. We wasn't sure.
That pause.
Yeah, and I started just thinking. I just started thinking that, man, if you did anything 10 times in a row, Monday through Friday, the check gonna look like something.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I started having thoughts like that, man. Not to down anybody that work, because entrepreneurship ain't everybody, but those were my thoughts. Yeah. I started thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? And I just started thinking like, damn, 8 hours a day, man, if I did anything, if y'all did this shit 8 hours a day, every day, something gotta give.
Gotta come from it. Something gotta come from it.
Yeah, something gotta give. And I just started thinking about things like that. And man, the structure of work and how much time we put into it. And this girl one day told me, man, she signed her drop paper, she was finna leave. And she was like, her heart started palpitating. You know what I'm saying? Because her life finna change.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, because our job is our life.
True.
Like, we don't do anything more than we do this 40 hours a week.
No.
Right. So those thoughts started coming, and then I walked away. I walked away from the job. I took my retirement, and I was gonna take it out, put it in my business, learn how to trade. And that's where the trading part come from. I just couldn't put a uniform on no more. It was weird, bro. It was weird. And then COVID started. And I lost a lot of money in my retirement right before I left. But that's how my life had been. Right. Like, my life had been like a bunch of hurdles. Ever since I was a kid, dad's on drugs, died when I was 12. So I just laughed at it, bro. I was just like, all right, fuck it. I'm 30,000 less. All right? let's ride. And then I told this guy who was mentoring me at the time, and he was like, you finally left the plantation? I'm like, yeah, bro, I ain't went back, bro. And he said, all right. He said, let's trade. He said, all right, I'm going to help you trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, with county, with FRS, you could trade your retirement. You could put your retirement in Google, in Apple. People don't know it. Like, you could take your retirement out of that slow thing they have, and you could put it in whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we took it out, and we started trading it. And one day, trading like $80,000 or something, which was my retirement, I made $30,000 in one day, and I saw it. Now it's on the FRS, so you make it, it's yours, right? You gotta request it to pull it out. That's it. I made it that day, and then I asked my girlfriend, like, that can't be real. Like,
you never see that much money in a day.
For the rest of the day, bro, I was like, man, is that real? I cashed out $30,000 in one day, and bro, and at that point, the light bulb started going off in my head.
Many would have went off in mine.
Right. Well, I didn't cash it out. What I'm saying is that day I closed out, boom, $30,000 was mine in my retirement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was still still in the FRS. Then I had all the questions. Then I started asking myself, like, if 13 years I had 140,000, I just made 30,000 in a day. A week later I saw 50,000. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take 50,000 because I didn't know how to take it. You know what I'm saying? My people went around to help me, to show me how to actually cash it out.
Yeah.
Then after that, I lost 20,000, and I started saying, if I saw 80,000 in 2 weeks, like, why is our money in our retirement in something that goes so slow?
Yeah.
And then, so my thought process, maybe dead wrong, the light bulb came up on me, is like, how do you get somebody to work for you for 25 years? You create something called retirement, and you tell them they money down there.
Yeah. Go get it.
That's maybe that's what I came up with. You know what I'm saying? I was like, because why would it be in something so slow? Like, Google would move 10 times faster than that. Google been here for 50 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like those are more volatile stocks, but does it have to be in something that moves that slow? You're putting money into it, and it's still moving slow.
Right. Right.
So when I saw the $30,000 in that one day, bro, that was it. The way I saw money change. Yeah. Whether I kept it, lost it, it didn't matter. That makes sense? Once you see something, it's like you can't unsee it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, okay, now it's all messed up now. Now I done learned, I done saw something different. Me and my girlfriend saw it. Nobody else saw it. It's hard to explain it to people.
Right.
But once you see it, it's hard to unsee.
In layman's terms, basically what you're saying is when they get that rapper from the streets, they say, hey, get this rap money, stop getting this street money. You know what I'm saying? Because you can make way more money, and it's way less dangerous.
Police ain't chasing you.
Right. So that's in layman's terms, basically. What you're saying.
It was. I knew it was possible. All the videos that come down Instagram and the courses, and y'all think people lying, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew it was. I saw it.
Yeah.
I knew it was possible. So it's like, nope, they ain't lying. You know what the problem was? Me and my mindset thinking it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
Right.
And then one day I came to tears, realizing that my mindset, because my mentor always used to be like, man, one day you're gonna pay me $10,000 a month to do your marketing, and all I heard was him taking money from me.
Yeah.
But what he was trying to say was, one day you're gonna make so much money in a month you could pay me $10,000, and I couldn't see it. Yeah, I couldn't see it.
Right.
Yeah, and that day kind of opened up my mind to, all right, man. So there's other ways out here to get money, and then that's when I started learning how to invest in the stock market. And that's when Invest or Die came, when the NIL came, and I realized that these guys were getting drafted. Now it's been 3 years, and I understand how money works.
Right.
It's a seed. You gotta plant it, grow it, and then pick off the tree and replant the seed. And when it hit me that, so these dudes get the money, and they the same place I was. They don't know what to do with it. Ain't no use to even being there.
Yeah.
Because it's like water. It's gonna go right through your hand.
Right.
So that's when I created Invest. That's why it's named that, Invest or Die, because I needed people to hear it and be like, man, why he so... Because I realized that they was getting there, don't know what to do with money, and then ending up back here. We done seen the story plenty of times.
True.
And it's only because they don't understand what to do with money when you get it.
When you get it.
Yeah.
So,
financial literacy.
Right. And I was about to say, with all the financial literacy that you've been learning and have learned, what you think about this new NIL in high school now? How is that going to actually change the game? Because we seen how it changed college. And we seen how transfer portal also changed college and high school down here in South Florida.
Right.
So what you think about the new NIL in high school? How is that going to affect high school kids?
I got a question for y'all first.
All right, go ahead.
Why, if a kid is good at something, why wasn't he allowed to be paid for it?
It's a great question.
Hey, that's the question I always ask, because I was always trying to figure out, like, because you get a scholarship and all that, but still going home hungry.
Yeah, because
you get what I'm saying? Really like things like that. I always was wondering, like, why am I still struggling if I'm a college student?
That stipend wasn't
nothing. You get what I'm saying? Because that goes to your rent.
Right. Even in high school, like I remember, even in high school, this kid had 5 touchdowns one night, and I tried to give him $100 on camera, and coach was like, it could be a violation. So the question is, who was stopping kids from getting $500? Their mama lights probably off at home. They can't get $500 from Footballville because it makes them not an amateur anymore. Who was stopping that?
I mean, the amateur, like, that whole term is crazy because, I mean, they're amateur, but yet we paying to get in the game to watch them play.
I feel like it's a whole bunch of dudes behind the ghost wall that's making decisions, right? A so-called committee, NCAA, the FHAA, like things like that. I feel like just, you know, a brand. They hiding behind a brand, but making decisions and pointing to the brand and saying, the brand saying, the state saying, things like that. So I feel like it's a collective of monopolizing off the kids or players as much as they can until we had a voice, until we start to, I believe it was some kids at Duke first.
Northwestern,
that's what it was actually, like years ago. That was, and I feel like that's what actually stopped the college game. Those kids at Northwestern being loud about being paid, the conditions. Like I know, like when Ed Reed went to Bethune and became a head coach, he talking about the conditions, and they got scholarships. How the weight room is, how the dorms is molded, things like that. So once we start making noise or being loud about it, you see things start to change.
Yeah, I asked y'all that question because I don't think it never should have been that way.
Yeah,
it was a machine. It was a machine that created an iron fist. Yeah, that went all the way down to your community, dog. Think about that. Like it touched your community and said, Lil Rod can't get $1,000 because Lil Rod gonna be a professional, and one day he won't be able to go play for a college. Now, if you just think about that in other terms, like what is that? That shit sounds like extortion to me. It sounds no different than
that's true.
No different than y'all touching down in Dade County. Y'all better come see us.
It's the same thing.
It sounds no different than me, because it doesn't make sense that you create something so big where it's like you can't go get a scholarship because you took $1,000, and it has happened, dog. It's happened to some great players. Where they get into this battle with the NCAA. It's a basketball story on Amazon Prime about a guy like in 1994. I can never remember his name. That was really good, and he never really got to play NCAA basketball because they tried to say things like that. Like he was on Sports Illustrated as a kid, and he took money for this, and it was always a battle for him to get to play in their league.
Right.
So with the NIL, I just think it's almost like have a refrigerator in your house and it got a lock on it. And then one day your daddy died, and then your mama take the lock off and like, all right, man, it wasn't never supposed to be like that anyway. And you like, everybody walking by like, y'all got a refrigerator in there? Yeah, but we can't use it. Tenants walking by, actors walking by.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody else getting paid as kids.
But like you say though, that they did it so much when it came all the way down to where it became normal. And we normalized it as a community, as a people.
We conform to a lot of things. Even when we have the power to stop it, we don't think to. I mean, give me your hand. Give me your hand. We finna say no today. And let's see what happens if we all say no at the same time. And it's like we fear because we don't know how we're gonna get our rent paid, and it's always that money thing. On top of our heads. So I mean, I think the NIL. See, when I think about that stuff, I think about, man, it should have never been taken. You know what I'm saying? So now it's going to be normal. I think now. I ain't saying money is the answer to everything, because once money come in, there's some people don't realize. Once money come in, then people start dealing with you different. Like your family, like even colleges, they deal with the players different now. They ask them to leave now. Hey man, you gotta go.
Can't afford you no more.
So in college, So when money come in, you better be ready to do business. Or understand money and understand the control that money has.
Has them hard conversations. And that's what's gonna have to happen.
Right.
Well, it might not. But hopefully those hard conversations are had.
No, man, because we thinking about it.
Yeah.
We done seen plenty adults get a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
30 for 30 broke. And a lot of them.
I was just talking about that at the Crib Classic with Ricky Jean. Like, that's one of my favorite 30 for 30s broke.
Yeah.
And I think every athlete should watch that and study it.
Yeah, he was also saying that too, because he also, you know, he's a guy played for Carol City, went to LSU,
and went to the
league and played in the league. What I believe like 13 years.
Really?
As a D lineman. Yeah, Ricky Jean Francois.
Yeah.
And so you know, he was out there. He was basically saying like he was giving seminars to the kids.
Where was he?
Yeah, they was after they played, they pool play. Yeah. They go inside. They talk to them, give them financial advice.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
About football, afterlife, and you know, because like we say, the NIL is now coming into high school. So that's what he was trying to like basically, because the parents was there too. They had to join the seminar. Right. They got to talking, you know. So it was things like that they was doing. He was saying the one thing that he did say is watch the 30 for 30 broke.
Oh, he told him that?
Yeah, watch it.
You should study it.
You should study it.
I live by
because
that,
you don't want to be. Yeah, he said he lived by that.
You don't want to end up like that, man.
So now, but we about to get up out of here. You know, we about to leave in a few, but I got a couple questions I want to ask you, a little fast round.
Let's go.
Right?
I hope I can answer them.
Nah, you can answer them. Because it's based on you. If you want to give a backstory on it, you can.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I just want to ask. All right. The first question I want to ask, who was the best player you ever seen with your own two eyes? Not that somebody that you heard of or somebody told you who was good, that you seen. Not on TV, right there with your own two eyes.
With my own two eyes, the best person that I've ever seen, it probably was Duke, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, I never saw. It probably was Duke.
Not even growing up, going to high school games, none of that. Duke Johnson.
I've never seen anybody impose their will on the defense like Duke. I never got to see Frank Gore play. I was in North Carolina. I didn't get to see Willis McGahee. I was in North Carolina. I never seen anybody. I remember leaving that last year after they played Glade Central, and I called his mama that morning, and I told his mom, I said,
crazy that game.
Yeah, boy. And I told his mom, I said, I think we're watching greatness, man, but because we know him, right? Like, we so close to it, like, we can't see it. Now, I'm talking to his mama now. I was like, we so close to it, we can't see it. I say, but I think when we look back on this, it's going to be like watching Reggie Bush in high school.
Most definitely is.
Right. She's like, boy, shut up. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but that's exactly what it was. It was a true statement. What it was.
Yes, it was, man. So that means it's safe to say that's the best player you ever covered then, was Duke Johnson. On football.
I think so, man. I don't recall seeing anybody make it look that easy, and then they would put him on Amari Cooper. He would guard Amari Cooper. Like,
I seen that. I seen that.
Yeah, I don't recall ever seeing anybody that made it look that I never saw him get shut down. Let's put it that way. When I start comparing people to him, like, I never saw him go in the game and not do nothing. Okay. Even when they got blowed out at State, he had turf toe. He still ran a punt back.
Yeah, he did.
So I never saw, and that's when I compare these shorties. When these shorties be thinking they good, and I tell them, listen, bro, I saw a guy that never got shut down. Like, you was gonna have to deal with him that game, win, lose, or draw. Yeah. And so when you see that, then you just compare everything to that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't recall ever walking out of the game and it was like Duke had 50 yards. It never happened.
Yeah, Duke was.
No matter who they played, it never happened. He was gonna give them the business. Northwestern, it didn't matter. Like, they was gonna have to deal with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, favorite Canes quarterback.
Favorite Canes quarterback. Ja'Cory Brown now. I would say
he's not out of the program no more. Huh? He's gone, right?
Shout out to Ja'Cory Brown, man.
Shout out to him, man.
Nah, my favorite Cane quarterback, if I look back, man, I would say Ken Dorsey, bro. Because I met him in person. I got to talk to him.
Ken Dorsey, okay.
Yeah, I would say Ken Dorsey. I think it's gonna be Cam Ward after this year, though.
Oh, yeah. That's a big statement right there.
I think he's the best quarterback we've seen in Miami in 20 years.
Wow.
I don't think we've, and it's crazy that we haven't had a quarterback.
Yes, it is.
I mean, but we can't say that because
Eric Kanye was really good.
Ja'Cory Harris, but I felt like they played him.
He was a product. I mean,
y'all ain't like Stephen Morris?
Stephen Morris was,
but he
good.
was injured a lot.
Yeah, he was good. See, Stephen Morris was good. Ja'Cory Harris could have been great.
What about Kyle Wright?
Kyle Wright didn't live up to his expectations.
Nah, that guy there.
Man, this man gonna be funny over here.
Is he a Florida State fan?
I know.
You know who
Brian Kanye was really good. De'Aaron King was good.
TVD was good too.
Yeah, for a minute.
Yeah, when
he was good for a couple of games.
When you play for the opposing team, he good because he gonna throw you the ball.
He was good for a few games. He was good for a half a year or something like that. He was on fire though. He was. But I think Cam Ward is the best one we've seen.
No, but seriously, I like De'Aaron King. No, he was alright.
King was good.
Yeah, King was nice. I'm being serious.
King was good. He was limited in some ways. You know what I'm saying? But he could make plays happen.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a quarterback like Cam Ward in Miami since
I like to hear that.
Or some shit. I don't know, bro.
I like to hear that.
Yeah.
So this might be. He
finna set your eyes on fire.
I don't know about that, but
like
the rest of the season, yeah. The rest of the season,
sitting up there like, no.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else, you know, and you know I'm a diehard Ruben Bain fan. You know, Bain won't get a win against Florida State until his junior year. That's next year. So yeah, that's not happening this year. Cam Ward and all.
We had y'all on the ropes last year, right? And we was bad.
Lost though, right?
You know, this is
hell. You got it.
These rivalry games are always gonna be close for the most part.
Exactly.
So all in all, you saying Cam Ward is gonna look amazing this year? So y'all got
the weapons.
This is what I'm saying.
What we doing?
We have everything on paper.
Yeah.
On paper.
We got everything on paper. But I think the problem could come in is that Mario didn't want the identity to be a running. Like they want to run first. And I hope they find a way, figure out a way to balance it. You know what I'm saying? Or let the man.
Yeah, I mean the only way,
because it should be balanced, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's how you do it. It's how you get in the way, or it's how you know what I'm saying? Balance it.
Yeah.
It has to be done in a way where it's comfortable for both parties.
Well, I hope that he's comfortable, cause we need that glory back down.
No, he's bro with the offensive line, man. He's about as good as anybody you've seen. Like he gets the ball out fast. He'll lead it. You see how he talked to Shador?
Yeah.
Like his little brother or something.
Yeah.
He talked to him like, and Shador knows it too. He knows like, man, all right, I'm gonna be good as you one day. That's basically what he be saying.
And I heard he got a lot of leadership qualities too.
He is. That's what I mean. He has. They went out and got the best quarterback on the market. They thought they wasn't gonna get him, and boom, he popped back up and was like, I want to come to Miami.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was a whole crazy little time.
I ain't gonna lie. What Street trying to say, y'all? We for the win a natty. We for the win a natty.
Plus $6,000, dog. $100 win you $6,000. Put some money on it.
Hey, I'm going bet 1,000. I'm betting 1,000. I need what, that 60,000?
1,060. Yeah.
I need that. You know what I'm saying?
They say that every year. But that money ain't guaranteed. Man, I wouldn't do that. You got a better chance putting that on us.
Cut it out.
I'm just saying.
On that note,
we're the favorites.
On that note, we gonna say shout out to Footballville, man. We gonna let Street up, get up out of here. Enjoy this day, man.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, man.
And I want to say this to y'all because I said it in private.
Yeah.
Like, I seen a lot of media companies come and go. So when they pop up, I just sit here and I watch.
Right.
Because it's all about consistency and who get longevity.
Right.
And I think that's the key to success. Like, who can be consistent. And dog, I'm telling y'all, like, I tip my hat to what y'all have done because I know what it takes to stream a game live.
Right.
And the fact that y'all sit there for the people. Like, ain't shit going on, and I know for a fact there's shit going on.
There's so much going on.
Right.
I know this for a fact. Because I remember one time my girlfriend asking me, like, how they doing this? I was like, listen, they got to have it on something because the screen is too steady. So it has to be on something.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's on something, and somehow they're figuring out a way to, with everything that's going on around them, stay focused on the live and act like it ain't nothing going on.
Exactly.
Especially if you're in the stands. And bro, I tip my hat to y'all for consistently being able to do that because people just want to say, hey man, go live.
Right.
But they don't want to come sit there as in that hot ass sun. And you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if y'all be having a canopy over y'all. I don't know what the setup looked like because I've never actually seen y'all. You know, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? I look up there and I be like, I don't know what the fuck they have.
We blending in. We blending in the crowd.
Right? That makes it worse, dog.
Yeah,
really?
man. Yeah. I mean, everybody be around us because they be want to be around us. So it's like a whole crowd to be there. So that's what Section 104
How do y'all keep them quiet and not kicking the thing? Like, what's the plan?
We got kind of like security guards. There'll be security guards too. There'll be security guards too. Like, don't walk through there right now. Like, get out the camera.
Our own security.
Man, that is amazing, dog. I would have never thought. All I knew is y'all was controlling it. Because I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Somehow they are in the fucking fray of this shit.
That's why everybody love everybody. They help us out. Everybody love everybody because they want to see us do as good. And, you know, they rooting for us. Everybody rooting for us.
Oh man, you know? That's what's up. But no, man, I tip my hat to y'all for being consistent. How many years has been now?
Going on 3.
I tip my hat to y'all for being consistent because I know people don't try to shut y'all down. I know once you start getting big, the haters coming. It ain't
pretty much.
It's not sold separately.
Right.
The fame comes with haters. Yeah, so I tip my hat to y'all for being consistent, bro, and being there when I need to see Lil Rod in Homestead. I didn't want to drive down there, dog.
Man, we appreciate it. Thank you,
we appreciate you for tuning in always.
All right, man. Session 104, man. We out.